Hola mi gente, it's Dina with another video, and today I wanted to talk about what's going on with myself and what has been happening basically. I make basically 9 months yesterday, which was Sunday. So basically now I'm just waiting for any time when I'm gonna possibly have this little Eva baby. So we're just waiting. We're excited. I just had an ultrasound and I got a chance to see partially some part of her face, but not all of it because she kept putting her hands in her face. So I wasn't able to see a full, clear picture of her face. So I wanted to start off with I found out that I had low iron, and basically it was kind of late in my pregnancy that I found out that I had low iron. So they basically had to do a procedure, not a procedure, but like infusions of iron. And I basically go 3 times. So every Tuesday I was scheduled to go into the main hospital instead of my clinic. And then we'll do like infusions, non chemo infusions. So it's basically to bring up my iron. And also, I think it was to bring up some white blood cells or something like that. It was mainly for the iron. They also gave me iron pills. So I had basically two different iron pills I had to take. One of them I had to take twice in one day, and then the other one is once a day, and it has like vitamin C infused in it and stuff like that, which helps it break down more easily into my body. So, yep, the first time I went to go get my iron infusion, I was a little bit on the nervous side. I'll be honest with y'all. I was kind of like, what's gonna, is this gonna be something like, horrible? Um, am I gonna really feel pain and stuff? So I went in there, and the first thing that they did was, basically asked me if I wanted anything to eat or anything to drink and stuff. And so they provide snacks for you. They provide something to drink also because you are going to be in there for a whole hour. So the experience wasn't that bad after a while. As when you're pregnant, you do a lot of blood work. So you're kind of used to the idea of like in someone injecting needles into your arm for, blood withdrawal. And it's basically the same concept. They stuck the needle in my arm and then they basically infused iron into my body through an IV. So that was pretty chill. I've had two done already, and I have to go to another one this week on Thursday. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be for last week, but unfortunately, I got sick last week. So they had to cancel it because of the whole COVID procedures and all of that. They didn't want to risk that I could possibly have COVID. And the area that I go get my infusions are around chemo patients. So that area, you have people that, have cancer or have different illnesses that might need chemotherapy. So the risk of them getting COVID is a little bit more complicated. So they would prefer for me not to be in that area while I'm sick until they find out if I have COVID. So they had to cancel that appointment and reschedule it for this week. Um, I gotta say, a lot of the symptoms afterwards are usually, dizziness, headaches, tiredness, your pee changes colors, and different things. But I do the first time I did it, I didn't really experience any, any differences except for my pee being darker. That's about it. But it was possibly because I had drunk a frappe afterwards, so that kind of probably helped. And I also felt, of course, pain in my arm due to the injection um, at the site. Sometimes your arms can get, soreness and stuff, but it's not nothing serious to where you need to go back to the hospital and worry about it. It's just, your arms feel kind of weak. Um, the second time, I did feel tired, and unfortunately, after that, that's when I started to get sick. So as you can hear right now, I sound congested. I'm still coughing and mucus and all that stuff. So that's what's happening right now. I've been sick the whole week last week. And it's been pretty hard because I'm pregnant, so therefore I can't take all the medications that I usually take whenever I'm usually sick. I quickly always get some NyQuil, and that takes care of it like about 2 days. But unfortunately, I can't drink NyQuil while I'm pregnant because the ingredients in NyQuil are not suitable for pregnant women. So at the moment, I have to take a lot of Tylenol. They also gave me a list of different things I could take while I'm pregnant. It seems like it's just a longer process. I gotta say, when I was sick, a lot of my body was hurting. Most of the time, I spent the time in my bed because I was just so sore that like getting up hurt it, like to walk, all of that hurt it. My body was sore, and the unfortunate case was that my husband was also sick, and he had like probably like a stomach flu or something like that because he had stomach issues. There was like really nobody there to take care of us. So we just kind of had to take care of ourselves and whatever strength we had to take care of our kids also. A lot of times, we had to tell them to fix their own food, make their own sandwiches and stuff like that. But we tried our best to, at least give them food, fix them some cereal, fix them some noodles, because we didn't have strength to like actually stand in the kitchen and cook. We tried our best. My husband would sometimes go out to get something to eat, but that was a struggle in itself because as soon as he would come back, he'll be in pain again. It was hard that week. Also, another thing, I kept coughing constantly, and when you keep coughing constantly, it strains certain parts and muscles of your body. So, unfortunately, my lower back, that whole area felt like somebody had punched, like beat me up from the from, from the back. Yeah, it was hard to get up. It was hard to lay down. It was hard. And then another thing was that I couldn't lay down in my bed because every time I would lay down in my bed, I would basically have a cough attack. And if I did manage to somehow sleep in my bed after like 15 minutes to an hour, I'll wake up like coughing and like hysterically coughing to the point where, I could possibly throw up and, stuff like that. I eventually figured out, it was better for me to sleep on the couch, basically just try to prop myself up. I would still cough. I would still have a hard time sleeping. I went like about possibly 3 to 4 days with not getting enough rest. It was kind of like it was hard because I love to sleep, honestly. But unfortunately, due to the cough, due to the mucus, it was congestion, all that. It was very difficult to sleep. I had to prop myself up on the couch and just try to get whatever 15 to an hour, possibly 3 hours of sleep. And I was like, there'll be times where I would get frustrated and be like, man, I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. Please let me go to sleep. And it just wasn't happening. But eventually it did start clearing up. And, you know, I just kept trying to take stuff, but nothing was working, unfortunately. I did try to go to work one day when I was slightly feeling better, but unfortunately, that made it worse. By the end of my shift, I was shivering, shaking. because I was touching a lot of cold items. Unfortunately, that day, for some reason, all the customers decided to get a whole bunch of frozen and market items, which is like the meat and all that. I was touching a lot of those cold packages and stuff. And so by the end of my shift, the last hour, I started shaking and like my nerves felt really bad. Like I could feel like my temples just, doing this number. And then one of my leads came over there and she was like, okay, you could go home and I'll just take over. And I was like, I was glad. I was glad because, I knew something wasn't right. So apparently I went to my car and I was going to shop that day too for food and stuff because we needed more food at our house. Unfortunately, I told my husband, I was like, um, I'm gonna get a little bit of rest, like a 5 hour nap or something in this car, turn on the heated seats, and maybe, if I get that rest, I'll be able to shop. I slept for like 5 minutes, I think it was. And then once I woke up, I was like, this ain't gonna happen. Like my body's hurting. Um, I just, I don't have the energy to go back in there and go shopping. So I told my husband, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And he was like, it's fine. And I just went home. Once I got home, I had a fever, and well, that was no, that was that. Fortunately, I just had a fever for that time frame because I did take a Tylenol extra strength, so it kind of helped kill the fever quicker than usual. So it was just that one night coming back from work that I had that fever. But after that, just kept being sick, kept coughing, and eventually I did go get a COVID test at my clinic, and it turned out I was negative, which I already knew. This is something I felt before in my body, so I was kind of familiar with it. But unfortunately, I couldn't take what I usually take whenever I get this sick. So it's just the period, the time period of me healing was way longer than what it usually is. So that was that. They also found out that my daughter was in the 14 percentile of growth. So basically, she was like, slightly underweight. But fortunately, I gotta say that we found out just recently after taking another ultrasound that her weight is at the 34 percentile, which is basically way better. And now she's like 5 pounds, 10 ounces, which is a healthy weight for where we're at now. So I'm happy about that because I don't want no premature or underweight baby because it's more work. You don't get a chance to basically have your baby how you usually have your baby like in your room and stuff. They have to be somewhere else until they gain the weight that they need, um, and that. And then after that, I also had car problems. So recently my car has been like jerking and stuff. I took it to go get diagnosed at a dealership and stuff. And fortunately, they found everything that was wrong with it. I started fixing some of the stuff that was wrong with it, but unfortunately, my car is out of commission now, so I don't have a car right now. But my husband, at least he has this car. That's that on that. But I gotta say, one thing about this pregnancy, I'm I'm at a way more positive level than I was with my previous pregnancies. Even though all this stuff is happening, and this stuff could be stressful. My pre-birth emotions are actually at a pretty high positive level, and I'm pretty sure once I have my baby, I'm gonna be at a positive level too. And then after I have my baby, um, post birth, I'm gonna be at a pretty positive level because with my first one, there was certain stuff that was going on. First of all, I didn't have no car at all. The car that we did have was my parents' car, and it was going through some stuff. So that was happening, and then also we were going through some stuff with the bank. We basically didn't have money, or we had money, but then the bank would take the money. So it was just a hot mess. There was a point where I was in the hospital crying and stuff. The nurse was like, "Are you okay?" When you're having a baby, you shouldn't be in the hospital room crying, um, because it causes a concern for the nurses. Um, they want you to be as positive as possible because this is a happy moment in your life, and you shouldn't be, thrown off by negative stuff that's happening. Um, but that happened, and then, of course, after I had my baby, some post anxiety stuff started happening also, and I had to deal with that. My husband was working overnight, so it was a lot going on with my first pregnancy. With my second pregnancy, it was actually better because we did have a car, but unfortunately, the car was getting repossessed, and they were calling us while we were in the hospital, which made it even worse. But even though that was happening, we still had a positive outlook at life in that moment. And then after I got out of the clinic, I didn't have no anxieties or anything like that. So that was way better. And then with this one, we have a car. It's paid off. We just have another car that doesn't work. And it's funny because it seems like with each pregnancy, a car is going through something. So, yeah. So now we're just, I'm I'm way at a positive level. I'm not having money issues or anything like that. A lot of positive people in my life right now, that are talking positive energy into me. There's always people there for me. Even with my previous pregnancies, the reason why my anxieties didn't go to a problematic level was because, of course, I had my mom there, church there. Actually, a lot of that helped because, you may know, anxiety and depression and all that stuff. It kind of lingers more when you don't do something about it. It's better for you to talk to somebody actively. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your family, you have doctors, nurses, and they have programs and stuff. And so, and then you have, pastors and, church family members, and then you could also listen to music and just, bring your energy up level. And then also, possibly starting to go back to work after a while and clearing your energy that way. That's why sometimes it's, some people are like, you should stay home with the baby and this and that for a whole year. But sometimes it's better to, get up out of the house, get a little break from your baby, and be around other humans and feel normal for a little while. And yeah, so I gotta say, with this pregnancy, I'm at a way positive level than I was with my other ones, and more in a stable condition than I was with the other ones also. And well, I think that's about it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell to keep yourselves informed of every time I upload a video. So check the deuces. Bye.